This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
You're a Capricorn?
No, I'm a
Or you know how
Cancer. You look like a Taurus. Oh,
I'm an Aries, but you know how RuPaul used to always say Capricorn.
no.
She thought it was funny.
What is Capricorn?
Did you ever listen to RuPaul's podcast? Well, this is not RuPaul's podcast, and we are excited to talk about horoscopes, astrology, rising signs, Mercury in retrograde, and eyeliner wings.
Wings and Drew Barrymore.
And Divine.
Oh
my gosh.
What a packed
great episode.
So
We
get
have
into it, baby.
celebrity astrologer Aliza Kelly on the show today to talk about all things astrology. And listen, we do the 101s because I did not pay attention in school, and I ask a lot of rudimentary.
Just really dumb stuff. Just dark.
Okay. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom,
you end up with us.
sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Or email us sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Are you ready for some sloppy seconds, you stupid little boochie cats, you dumb little boochie cats, you stupid little boochie cats? Welcome to Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball. I'm Meatball, and that's Big Dipper. Welcome
Hello.
back. Hello.
I'm excited to get thoughtful and introspective and universal and global in all of my thinking today. Are you ready for that, Meatball?
I'm absolutely ready. And I have questions about one Miss Drew Barrymore. So please introduce our guest.
Okay, so we are very excited to have a writer, podcaster, astrologer. This is Aliza Kelly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Likewise,
for being
thank you
here.
for joining us. How's it going? Are you in the East Coast?
I'm in New York, yeah, East Coast. 3 hours later.
That's right. You are in the future currently.
I'm in the future.
And
I
now
can
how
tell
does
you
that
the
feel?
future is muggy.
Okay,
It's
well,
hot.
it's literally muggy and hot in LA.
Wait, is
today.
New York really hot right now? I'm going there
It's-
next week.
Well, it's fluctuating. So
Okay.
now that I know that you're coming next week, we'll see what we can do.
Thank you so much. And that's part of your power as an astrologer. You can control the
I was gonna
weather.
say, I didn't know you had those kind of power.
Duh.
So let's dive in. So what drew you to astrology initially?
Well, how much time do we have?
About
1
45
hour.
minutes. So-
Great. We'll spend the entire 45 minutes talking about it. Just kidding. Initially, I actually was living in Los Angeles, and I was really, really having a hard time. I was really confused. I really was having a very difficult time, sort of like, not even knowing what I wanted or how to get it. Knowing who I was, I was just feeling deeply, deeply fragmented and really confused about my own narrative. I had created so many of these like false realities for myself. I would tell different people different things. And I was just having a really difficult time integrating and understanding sort of like who is Aliza at the end of the day. Because I had never really, I just had compounded all of this, experiences and trauma and moments and choices. And for some reason, at that moment when I first arrived in Los Angeles and I had to make some choices about like where I wanted to live, what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be friends with, I found myself really floundering. And it was at that time that I came upon astrology, and I saw that my birth chart showed that I was not just a Leo sun, which I identified with, but did not explain what I was going through. But I started to discover that there were all of these nuances, that I was a Pisces moon, that I'm a Capricorn rising, that I have a Mercury placement, that I have this whole birth chart, and all of the things that I was having a really difficult time integrating became whole, because astrology creates a language that allows you to be very multidimensional and allows you to sort of, have certain truths and then other truths. And even if those are contradictory, they can all coexist together. So that's really how I found astrology. Is like so many other people, I was having a really hard time.
Right. That's, I mean, that's amazing. One thing, I mean, I feel like astrology is a very sort of like in thing right now where people, and I honestly, I attribute a lot of it to meme culture, because like you'll just like look at a meme that's like Gemini's be like, and that, sort of puts itself into the like cultural conversation. And so, I have a sense of what astrology is. I understand that there are different signs, and I understand that depending on what sign you are, you're probably more prone to certain behaviors. But I'm sure, like, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you encounter out in the world when you talk to people about astrology?
Yeah,
like,
when you're like,
I know what that is.
Yeah,
That's
when you're like,
thing.
I'm an astrologist, are they like, oh, I get it. I'm a Libra moon sun sign or whatever. Like,
well, I would say that probably the biggest misconception is that astrology is horoscopes, because it is not. It's horoscopes are a facet of astrology, but it is one. It's one extension of the practice. And horoscopes are amazing. Horoscopes are a phenomenal gateway drug into spirituality and into astrology and into this sort of cosmic world. But it is certainly the tip of the iceberg. Quite literally, I have a meme that I like to every now and then post, which is an iceberg, and it shows at the top what you can see is horoscopes, and then everything beneath is astrology. So that really is the case. I mean, astrology is so comprehensive. There's so many different techniques and practices, and it is so multidimensional. And horoscopes are a phenomenal way of like getting your feet wet and getting to know, like, oh, I'm a sun sign. I like, what's, the week have to say, or what's the month have to say. But once you really start working with the material, you discover like, oh my gosh, this is actually about self-actualization. This is actually about like becoming a real person, becoming who I am and embracing who I am, which is why I've continued to use it. And then I continued to, expand in such a way that this became my life. This would not have been my life if it was just horoscopes.
Yeah.
Right. And so what about what, Meatball?
Well, I was going to say, I had a chart done. I tried to find it this morning so we could have gone over it. I might look for it during the break.
Critiques. Some chart critiques.
But can you kind of help me understand what like the different, like a sun sign, a moon sign, rising, what all of that means?
Yeah, we're complete
when
novices.
People post like memes of like little pictures and they're like, this is my Leo rising, Virgo, whatever. Like, what does all of that mean?
So your rising sign is what was coming up in the Eastern horizon at your exact moment of birth. So I like to talk about it as sort of like the genre of your life, the narrative, the story. So for me, I'm a Capricorn. So what, do you know what your rising sign is, Meatball?
No, I will find that piece of paper though in a second.
I feel like you're talking about my vaccine card when you talk about a single piece of paper that needs to be located.
It's like it's a huge packet. It's like 50 pages long. It's enormous.
Oh, it's more than a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my rising sign is Capricorn. And Capricorn is the last earth sign of the zodiac, and it is associated with responsibilities, hard work, ambition, and then also just like feeling like you are constantly on the brink of a burnout because you're scaling a mountain. And that is the theme of my life. I mean, the theme of my life is working really hard, but then also being sort of a curmudgeon about it. Like being like, why do I have to work so much harder than everyone else? Which like I'm saying like facetiously, because that's also kind of the joy of astrology, is that you get to see something and you're like, yeah, that checks out, like you can laugh at yourself a little bit through this lens too. But Capricorn rising is sort of the theme of my life. So everything that I'm doing is about climbing the mountains, scaling, trying to make something of myself. Your sun sign is where the sun was at the moment that you were born. And that is like your main character energy. That is how you are shining. That is how you are taking up space. That is how you are radiating. So on my pursuit of trying to, hustle and work hard and do all of those things, I'm doing it in a Leo way. I'm doing it by being very theatrical, by being performative, by having my podcast, by having various shows, like putting myself sort of in a Leo sun sensibility way. Huh. Your moon sign shows how you feel about all of that. So in this metaphor, this would be sort of like the internal subplot. So this can show also where there's a lot of tension between how you're externalizing and how you're internalizing. And for me, with a very watery, very psychic, very sensitive Pisces moon, I am feeling everything all the time. I am, even though I might sort of be like, like, here I am, I'm working so hard. I never stop grinding. I'm like, on the inside, I'm like, oh my God, I hope they like me. I'm feeling their emotions. Were they abused? Like, I want to protect them. I need to help this person. And it's a whole different narrative emotionally for me internally than anyone might ever realize just based on my rising and sun.
Wow.
So that's why, like, when, like, you talking about horoscopes being the tip of the iceberg, like, sure, you were born within this 5 or 6 week period of time. So maybe the broad stroke is like, you're like, I'm an Aries. So I look at but it has so much more to do with these other signs in conjunction with that, right?
Yes, absolutely. So your sun sign is, you change your sun about every month. It's usually about 30 days that you would have an astrological season. But the other placements, I mean, there's all of the different planets, and the moon changes every 2.5 days. Your rising sign changes degrees every 2 minutes. So there's a lot of specificity here.
Oh my goodness.
That's why Meatball, it's not just a piece of paper what you're looking for. It's a whole file
packet. Wow.
It's a manila envelope.
It really is.
Okay, so I have a bigger question here, which is like, okay, so astronomy is the scientific study of the stars in the sky, the telescopes, the space, like that's that thing.
Yeah, I can't speak to that thing.
Of course. But the astrology, like looking at a birth chart and stuff, you are looking at like planets and stars and moon. Like there is that crossover and basically using the same sort of set of materials, and then one form of study is this like complete scientific telescopic like method, and then this other form of study using that same sort of base material is this internal spiritual emotional connection. I mean, what are those worlds like, or is it always just like no, those are different things, let's not talk about it?
Well, a lot of astrologers do really like to emphasize how technical astrology is, and that we use a lot of the same data sets that astronomers do. Astrologers and astronomers would agree on the placement of the planets. We agree on, we use sort of the same tables and formulas, and there's a lot of the same sort of mathematical applications because, prior to the Enlightenment, there was no difference between astrology and astronomy. They coexisted, but a few hundred years ago, they separated. And in that separation, of course, astronomy, went above and beyond what astrology does. They have different equipment and different equations and different formulas and all of that, different physics. Astrology doesn't take into account physics, for instance. It's really about sort of the geographical coordinates of the different planets and celestial bodies.
And remind my haven't used any of this since college brain. When was the Enlightenment?
Oh, the Enlightenment was in like the late 1700s.
Got it. Okay, so it wasn't last weekend when Meatball did mushrooms in Palm Springs.
Ooh, that was the second Enlightenment. And that was Enlightenment round 2.
Okay, so one question I have about all of astronomy and like when stuff is going down, people are always like, well, it's because Mercury is in retrograde. What does that mean to me as just a regular person?
Okay, well, Mercury retrograde is one of, it's...
Because this is a buzzword.
It is. I mean, every brand under the sun has really jumped on the opportunity to talk about Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
it goes retrograde 3 to 4 times every year. So as you could imagine, that is like pretty, it's a lot of opportunity.
I thought it was just once. It's just always in retrograde.
Girl, it's once a quarter.
It's quarterly. It's quarterly.
Just like the paychecks.
Yes, it's quarterly, like a sad paycheck.
Yeah, it's like a paycheck you've been chasing.
Yeah, like a please follow up.
Yes,
kind of paycheck.
just circling back.
Circling back.
Yeah, Mercury
Checking
sends
in
that
here.
email, just circling back. I'm about to fuck up your technology.
No, for real. But I mean, actually, in a way that is kind of true. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it does, in astrology, govern all things technology, transportation, dialogue, text messages, emails, Zoom. So, we live in a world that is really reliant on Mercury functioning normally. So for 3 weeks, every 3 or 4 times a year, quarterly, it goes backwards, and it's an optical illusion. It doesn't actually go backwards in the sky. But astronomers would agree that it's called Mercury retrograde because of the optical illusion that's created by the speed of Earth and the speed of Mercury. It's kind of like when you are on the highway and you zoom past a car and that car looks like it's getting pulled backwards. It's that sort of optical illusion.
Or when you're like pulling out of a train station and you're like, what direction am I going?
Exactly.
Wait, but Mercury as an element, right? Like in thermometers or like whatever, like it does like have a pull, right? So like, are we saying that truly there is like, it like actually interferes with technology? Like buzz, my computer's not working right well.
Well, Mercury, the element, is not the same as Mercury, the planet. Mercury, the element.
The planet isn't made of the element?
No. But
you
the
think
same
it's
with like,
just a floating
same
ball?
with like uranium. Like uranium is named after Uranus. So like we have a lot of beautiful overlap between like the periodic table, our solar system, astrology, astronomy. I like to say this thing called tank, which means there are no coincidences. So, it is kind of tank that Mercury is in a thermometer, and that thermometers are a way of measuring something, and Mercury governs everything that's measured. That's a tank.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So much to think about.
Also, I just learned that you pronounce it Uranus, not Uranus. And on that, we'll take a break.
Do you want to improve your sleep? Well, listen up and get a Helix.
Whether you sleep on your side, your back, your stomach, Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed to fit your specific sleep style.
Now that it's spring, why not upgrade your sleep game and get a Helix mattress?
And you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you that they have a mattress for you with over 20 different styles and models for you to sleep on. I love sleep. I can't get enough of it.
And I love my Helix mattress. So ever since I got the big and tall, I know we go on and on about it, but it's a perfect fit for me. I haven't had a mattress before that I was able to select a model from, and I'm so happy I got to do that with Helix.
And I, too, have the big and tall model, and it's perfect for my big and tall body. I loved it so much, I got a second one from a guest room.
True.
Yes, baby. And the people are sleeping great in there when they eventually do sleep in there.
Best of all, Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US, and you can get a 120-night sleep trial to make sure that it's right for you.
You also get peace of mind because Helix mattresses are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and have been recognized by experts at places like Forbes and Wired. And me. I am a sleep expert too.
Period. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy to get up to 27% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy, and make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so that they know that we sent you.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
Get yourself a Helix.
We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
You know, I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
You know, I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50off and use code sloppyseconds50off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off. Okay, something about me. I love shopping. If you love shopping too, you have to check out Rakuten.
And all you have to do is shop, 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 shop. And with Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy.
Exactly.
Shop.
Homeware, daily essentials, jeans. We're talking eBay, CVS, and even Levi's.
Ooh, so I can buy a vintage couch, tons of paper towels, and grab a new pair of jeans and still get cash back.
And that's not all. You can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
But Big Dipper, how does this magic work?
Well, I'll tell you. Rakuten is paid by partner stores to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to you, the member.
Rakuten is so real for that.
Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. Don't you want to become one of them?
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app and start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today. Okay, we are back from break, and Meatball has a pressing question that she asks all of our guests.
And your cousin with a Broadway music fanatic. Do you know Wicked?
I have a little bit of like high school trauma around Wicked because, I went to a performing arts high school in New York City. And I was a student.
The one from Fame? You were in
No,
Fame?
not the one from Fame. The one that wishes it was in Fame. It's like, it's whatever. Why am I throwing shade at my high school? So embarrassing for me. Literally so embarrassing.
You're holding on to it. It's fine.
So
it's
humiliating. But I was a student when Wicked came out, and I was like punk and edgy. And I was like, I'm so much cooler than all of these musical theater students, but they were obsessed with Wicked. They were obsessed with it. We saw it opening day at my high school. They wouldn't stop. The original cast. I mean, like maybe through this conversation, I'm like, that was really special and I should be really grateful and appreciative. But at the time I was like, this is so annoying.
And I understand that completely. You saw Idina Menzel? Did she hit the notes? Do you remember if she could hit the notes? Because oftentimes she couldn't. She
did it. She did it.
The
year was 2006.
Oh, she was still young vocal cords.
It was 2005 or 2006. I was a little bitty baby.
And now Miss Idina is dancing in the street with James Corden.
That was dark.
That was so dark.
That was dark. It gave me flashbacks to when I was in junior high and the high school kids would come to the cafeteria in the costumes for the school play and like try to sell tickets and no one would ever buy them. It was that same energy.
That thrust though was really
the thrust
disgusting. I didn't need to see that.
One of, I think, the best art pieces that has come out of the internet is the person who took the shot of them dancing through the windshield and placed it on top of the actors from Parasite driving home in the car. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Quite the chef's kiss of internet art
Yeah.
work.
I'm going to have to track that down.
Did either of you have, in my high school, it wasn't show choir and it wasn't a musical. They did something called, oh my gosh, the Madrigal Dinner in which people dressed up in like, it felt like they were all getting ready for their job at medieval times.
No.
And you would pay a ticket price and you would eat cafeteria food
No.
while people would like play the lute and like sing sort of like
that's
older
weird.
songs, and you'd like do it in like a courtyard at the high school. That
Where
was
did
a
you
thing.
grow up?
Yeah, exactly.
Suburbs of Chicago.
I grew up outside of Chicago, but it sounds like I grew up in New England. Based on that.
It sounds like you grew up in a tiny little town in the United Kingdom.
I know. Okay, so
Back to the real stuff.
Back to the real stuff. No, something that I think has been like, I've seen a couple of videos. Do people ever like ask you to guess their astrological sign?
People love to ask me to guess their astrological
Do you just
sign.
fucking hate that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Like, honestly, like, I mean, if Megan Fox asked me to guess her sign, if you know, like, if someone who is like an, you know, legendary icon asked me, I'll do anything. Of course I would guess their sign. I would, you know, it's not like, I'm not going to be like righteous about it. If I'm on a show and people are like, guess our sign, I'll do it. But it is not the way astrology really works.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a freaky party trick, but like sometimes, you know, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
There
Yeah,
was
exactly.
just the other day, me and Pinche were downtown, and this lady just kind of walked up to Pinche and she was like, "You look like a Libra." And Pinche was like, "Is that good or
Word.
bad?" And she was like, "I don't know. Are you a Libra?" And Pinche was like, "Yeah, I am." And then she walked away. Was she doing witchcraft?
I mean, I can't speak to what happens.
You have been very well press trained.
Yeah.
You know exactly how to handle
I
a
do not know what
question.
happens at the Glendale
I cannot speak
Galleria.
to that.
I do not know.
All right, well, let's talk about something you can speak to, which
Yeah.
you have a couple of really great projects. You have, obviously, your podcast that has been going on for what, since 2019? A long
Yes,
time.
a long time.
It's called Stars Like Us. And you talk about what? Astrology, pop culture. Let us know what goes on over there on the podcast.
Yeah, I talk about, I bring on different guests and we talk about who they are through the lens of astrology, magic. And by magic, I don't mean like pulling a rabbit out of the hat. It's like more like the manifestation aspect of magic.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you know, any famous magicians, specifically famous magicians.
Oh, I'm not
I'm talking
famous,
about David Blaine
Right.
are listening. I'd love to have them on.
I used to do magic at children's birthday parties
Wait, tell me more.
when I was
Please
also
don't.
a child. I was like in 7th or 8th grade,
Oh,
and I
no.
was doing magic at like 5th graders' birthday parties, and it was mediocre at best. So
This is why your mom was like, "Why can't you be normal? Why are
Yeah.
you like this?"
that's why she made me get a job, because she was like,
As
"That's
a-
not going to pay the bills. You need to go get a job at a restaurant." But anyways, yes, your podcast. Sorry.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I like that anecdote
It's dark.
a lot.
It's dark. It explains a lot.
I mean, they're definitely like, it's really interesting because, you know, there is sort of a, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like, there is a spelling differentiation between the magic that is associated with stuff that I do, which ends in a K, and then the
Mhm.
magic, like illusionist, put like Job from Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But it's like I have to
Right.
always like specify, because I feel like pulling rabbit out of the hat might be more of how people associate magic instead
Yeah.
of the way that I do it.
Yeah.
But suffice it to say, we talk about, you know, spirituality, we talk about astrology. I look at their charts. We pull some tarot cards. Yeah, the way that astrology and spirituality and tarot and all of these different esoteric practices live in my life is that they are just sort of like baked in. It is everything I do. It is who
Mhm.
I am. And it does not mean that I am not sort of like, I am not siloed from pop culture. You know, I love
Right.
pop culture. I love to incorporate what I do into the vernacular and the language of this time, because to me, that's how, it all is just sort of in my mind and in my consciousness as like coexisting together. Like whenever I watch a movie, I'm like, that is such a Taurus character, you know, like that's a Gemini, I know it. And like, as soon, you know, when someone is doing, some celebrity is doing something, I'm like, I gotta check their birth chart. Like what the fuck is going on? So like, that's my truth.
You posting about Lil Nas X's birth chart. You're just like, I just need his birth time and we're ready to go.
I do. People really were very offended by Lil Nas X. Yes. I think it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's literally
He's such the ultimate troll. Because did you see that recently Tony Hawk is producing skateboards that have like, they're like painted with a little bit of his blood, you know, to represent like the blood, sweat, and tears that he's like put in his skateboarding career or whatever. And everyone was like celebrating it as being awesome. And when Lil Nas X put a drop of his blood in a sneaker, everyone was like, you're the devil, and, you know, sued him. And so he was like trolling that whole disparity on the internet. And then yesterday was posting TikToks with Tony Hawk skateboarding,
of course,
like that they like linked up, and he was like, I'm skateboarding now with Tony Hawk. Like he's just so, to me,
he's so good at the internet.
So good. Yes, he's so good at the internet. He's so good at making videos. He's great.
That's why I need that birth time.
Lil Nas X, if you are listening,
yes.
Yeah, Montero, if you are listening.
What, you can't just call the hospital, get the records?
Not work at the hospital. Public record. Are birth certificates public record?
No.
I think you have to wait a certain number of years.
Got it.
According to me on Ancestry.com, trying to figure it out.
You're like, I must know.
Well, besides the podcast, you also have a new book coming out this fall. It's called This Is Your Destiny. And it's going to be released on September 28th, but people can pre-order it now.
Right now, yes.
Ooh, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this book and what we can expect?
Writing
things.
This book took me 2 years to write.
Wow.
It's a biggie for me. It is sort of it's kind of like the synthesis of everything, of how my life transformed through learning about astrology and manifestation. And then it's about me working with the thousands of clients that I've worked with and telling stories, real stories from my clients, and talking about, you know, astrology under the auspices of these different things that people care about. Because the truth is that even though I've worked with thousands of clients, most people come with very similar questions. And there are a lot of universal truths that apply to everyone, regardless of what your sun sign is or your moon sign is or your rising is, or so on or so forth. So this book is really the answer to saying, I'm not going to be able to work with everybody in my lifetime, you know?
Yeah.
But this is how you can use the tools that I know and the wisdom that I have been able to accrue from working with so many different people and incorporate it and embed it into your own reality. So there are 7 core chapters, a chapter on identity, on money, on community, on intimacy, on career, on challenges, and on intuition. Because I basically took a spreadsheet of the thousands and thousands of questions that people would ask in my intake when they were booking a session. And I started categorizing them, and I started to sort of find the patterns of what people wanted to know about. And everything seemed to kind of come down to these 7 core principles. So each chapter addresses one of those.
Wow. That's so
amazing.
Cool. What is the like number one question? Is it like, am I ever going to fall in love?
It oscillates.
When am I going to die?
It's never
Why
when
dark? Why always so dark? Everyone else is hopeful, and you're like, when am I off of this earth?
When do I get to be done working all the time? No, I'm just kidding.
Which one of you will betray me?
Yes, that's the one.
It oscillates what people want to know about, but I would say that since the Panini Press, everybody wants to know about their purpose. What is my purpose?
That
And the answer is often it's sitting for 8 hours a day in front of a Zoom call.
It's obviously
purpose.
Logging into Zoom.
Get back to that keyboard.
Quickly before we take our next break, I want to know about your iconic eye makeup look and the inspiration and what drew you to the. Is it a wing or a cat eye?
I don't know. I mean,
That's a
maybe you
cat
guys
eye.
could.
That's a wing.
See, you said both, and I don't even do makeup, Meatball.
I think that's a wing.
I
'Cause a
think it's
cat
a
eye-
wing.
A cat eye kind of goes straight out, but a wing
okay.
gives you like a little lift.
It can oscillate between a wing and a cat eye. Honestly, I mean, I think I'm in good company right now. All the ambulances are coming to collect me.
Oh yes, well you live in New York, so therefore
I
it's
live in
also
New York.
an ambulance convention at every turn.
Yeah, of course. Some of my earliest like fashion inspirations were Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And Divine. That is what I grew up like. I have a very eccentric mother, and I grew up literally watching those movies, Polyester, Rocky Horror Picture Show, like all of the John Waters films when I was a little kid. And I just loved the drama of the makeup, especially the eyeliner, the wings, like all of it was it was so dramatic and so like playful and fun and over the top. And I don't know. And I grew up starting to do eyeliner like this. That's what I saw as the eyeliner inspiration. So I started wearing my makeup like this when I was 13. And I've never really stopped. I actually started wearing it younger, but then I would get in trouble and they would make me take it off at school. But by 13, they stopped making me take it off.
That's perfect. Also, speaking of Divine, my friend just went to like a resale shop in Long Beach and bought a roll of film, and it turned out to be a bunch of pictures of Divine performing at a club. And he sent me some of them. They've never been released. It's like vintage photos, and they're beautiful. Hold on, they're like right over here. I'll find it. We'll go to break and I'll find them.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is so
let's take a break.
cool.
Wow.
Whoa, that's so
crazy.
Cool.
That is a really cool find.
That's like unbelievable. That's the stuff that dreams are made of.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Not the room being so messy that she's like, I don't know. There's somewhere.
She don't know where
that wallpaper is so cool.
She put it up herself.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
there they are.
You know,
on this weird top shelf hidden from the cats.
Is it easy or hard to put in wallpaper?
Was the wallpaper hard, Meatball?
No, not super hard. I mean, the hardest part was trying to like line it all up.
Right.
Because it
that sounds really hard.
But now
it sounds like a
but
really
now there's
hard
like
part.
wallpaper companies where you can send them the dimension of the wall and then they'll send it to you pre-cut so that it'll all match up.
Oh my God.
They're like really good photos too.
Wait, so it was on, what was it on?
It was just on a roll of film. He goes and like takes up old film stuff, rolls just to see what's on them. And he was in Long Beach. And so this is pictures of her performing live in Long Beach at a club. And it's
wait, I feel like really emotional. That's
they're so
cool.
incredible. And isn't this crazy? And they're like beautiful pictures.
Wow, this is like making me cry.
And the audience looks the same as like a precinct audience does now, just like a bunch of mustache twins.
Oh my goodness.
I know, so
that's
I have
so special.
Is this
but they
tank,
don't fit in
tank moment for you?
Yeah, this is you couldn't get tanker than that. Oh my gosh.
How crazy.
That is so wild.
He's gonna make
gonna like publish them?
Yeah, he's gonna make a zine of them and publish them, but he's like trying to get in contact with like the Divine Estate to make sure that like he can donate some portion of it to them so he's not just like profiting completely off of her.
Yeah, I follow the Divine Estate on Instagram and they're really great.
They're really nice guys. Yeah, I've met him at DragCon a couple times.
Wow. We want to ask a couple final questions here as we round things out. I'm really curious about climate change and its related. Too serious? What talking
No,
about?
no. Go ahead. I just was not expecting that at all.
Because I was like, tell me about your eye makeup.
I thought,
and then I'm like,
yeah.
Climate
Okay,
change.
but what about climate change?
no, I'm just curious. I mean, obviously, climate change is like, the top tier issue about human civilization. But I'm curious how it relates to astrology, because I'm sure it's having an effect, like, like more than just on the globe, in the universe and in the stars. And so how does that have like an active effect when thinking about astrology, or not quite yet?
It doesn't affect the practice of astrology,
but
it does show up in astrology as this is a critical moment to get it under control. In particular, Uranus, formerly known as Uranus,
right.
Is in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is an earth sign, and it's all about agriculture. It's all about, landscape. It's about finances. It's about food. The last time Uranus was in Taurus, we had the Great Depression. We had the Dust Bowl. We had food rationing. It was World War II. So it takes 84 years for that cycle to come back around again. And we're in that cycle now through 2026. That, alongside other very important astrology, really indicates that we're sort of reaching a breaking point with climate change right now. Right. And it's, I'm really hopeful. I have to be hopeful. I think everybody really, I don't think that hope is, I don't think anyone can underestimate the value of maintaining hope and not giving up. And where the astrology is going into innovation. It's going towards more sort of like clever, unique, never before seen, show-stopping.
Science,
not afraid to reference or not reference.
Compost, carbon. What do they call it? Zero carbon. What do they call it when carbon negative? When they eat the carbon.
Carbon neutral. Oh, carbon negative is a thing now.
Yeah. Things like that scientists say.
We have the technology. It's really a matter of implementing it.
Yes.
And implementing it is about holding the corporations accountable to implement it. And I think that what we have seen in the past 18 months on social media is that it is more than selfies. Social media can really be used to turn and move the needle when it comes to policy, when it comes to, for better or for worse, right? Like in really positive and in really horrifyingly negative ways. Totally. But if we can use these tools to put pressure on corporations, to put pressure on governments, to put pressure on the impossible entities, and honestly, get some fucking directions on a micro level, because all of us are really out here trying our fucking best, but we don't know what to do. There's no guidelines.
Exactly.
I just saw this countertop composter that can not only compost all your organic waste if you don't have like a compost, but also certain like plastics and waste and trash, like whatever. You literally can like look up whether or not you put it in there, you run the machine, and it turns it into dirt. And the thing sits on your countertop, and then you can use the dirt in your flower pots or just throw that away. And that dirt that you throw away will also begin to start composting other trash that's in the general. I'm like, so you're telling me you have that in a sleek, cute design that can sit on my countertop? Why aren't there silos full of this technology eating up the... It's because of the people in power. It's because of the corporations. It's because of the government.
Right. And like, is the impact like, do we all do that? Do we all stop flying? Do we all like what is the hierarchy of responsibility, and like what actually makes a difference, both on a community level? Who?
Captain Planet.
He's our hero. Captain Planet.
That's true.
We just need the leadership. We just need someone saying, here's what you do.
That's true. That's true. We do need Captain Planet.
Well, we need someone to care. Now let's move on to our last segment, because we are slowly getting out of time. Now this segment is called Fuck Talk.
Where what we normally do in this segment is that we tell embarrassing, explicit, outrageous sexual experiences.
But since we have you today, we think that we.
Is it good or bad?
It's
Since
good.
we have you today.
I was just wondering if astrology plays into sex in any way. Is there a way to find someone compatible using astrology, or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So Venus, everyone has the planets Venus and Mars in their birth chart. Venus is going to show you what you're attracted to. Like, I like to describe it as how you want to be sort of Marie Antoinetted, like how you wanted to be like fanned with palms, like fed like little treats, like just sort of decadent, like how I want to be indulged. And Mars shows how you fuck. So they are not the same.
It's not like a Venus and two Mars.
No, it's you have a Venus, you've got a Mars.
I'm making a joke.
I don't think I got it.
a Venus and two Mars?
Oh, penis and balls.
Yes. It was a bad joke that I was making, and then I had to do a visual aid.
Really creative.
Now we spent a lot of time
No,
talking about it, and I'm
me
even
and
more
Aliza
embarrassed.
both did not
So
like that.
Let's go ahead and move back to what you were saying.
I have never heard that approach.
We'll just pretend like it didn't happen. We'll pretend it didn't happen. That was, again, sad.
So yeah, that is how I like to, when it comes to sexuality, like I feel like those are some good planets to work with, is Venus and Mars, to be like, how do I want to be, like Venus is like, what do I want as a first date? And then Mars is like, how do I want to get laid on that first date? But those are not necessarily the same. For some people, they have it in the same sign. And then there's this nice like correlation, but then for other people, they're in totally different realms. So it's good to differentiate those things.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm always curious if I'm like sort of predetermined to only want hooking up and no real intimacy, or if it's like I just have a tendency for that. And then maybe after some time, when the right person presents themselves, I'll be like, oh, all I want to do is be monogamous and cuddle with you.
We would have to look at the chart.
We would. Meatball, where is it? Not me looking for your chart.
Yeah, and the answers are in Meatball's chart.
If we've learned anything from today, it's just all you need is one chart. It applies to everybody, and there's never any.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's really enlightening.
That's super
to think
interesting.
about like how you want to be romanced versus how you want to be pounded. Because
Well, I think it goes with everything that they've said today. It's like how each thing is representative of a small portion of your life, and like it's not all one. So it's like, what do I want and how am I going to give it?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think becoming more aware of the fact that not everything, like sometimes there's going to be contradictions, in your life, and that's okay. But the awareness of those contradictions is really where you have the ability to sort of become more aware, become more conscious of the choices that you're making. And if you're like, for instance, if you keep attracting people who want to be in these monogamous relationships, but then really it's like, I am only turned on by one night stands. It's like, that's a disconnect. There's nothing wrong with that as a disconnect, but it's important to know that about yourself so that you can make responsible choices for yourself and for your partners, et cetera,
Well, it's all about taking an inventory, which I think is important across the board. Like Meatball, the more you make outfits, the more you learn about how to make it better in the arms, or better at this, or how to do the lining, or how to not have it pucker. It's like you learn as you gain more information. So the more you are checking in and the more things are evolving and you're learning, it's like, I think that applies everywhere. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, something interesting that I find a lot is that people don't really communicate about what they're looking for in sex. They just assume that their sexual partner wants the same thing as them.
Yes. No. Everyone wants something different,
and
baby.
there's nothing wrong with getting on Tinder or Grindr or fucking LinkedIn. I don't give a fuck. And like meeting someone to just fuck. There is nothing wrong with that. But what is a problem is that if you think that the other person is doing the same thing, you need to communicate like, hey, I'm really not looking for anything serious right now, or I am looking for something serious, but I like to have sex in the meantime. Like, how do you feel with that? Because nobody is doing anything wrong unless they are withholding information, right? Or unless they're being intentionally manipulative, then that's a whole other issue.
I
Yeah.
gave a man a hand job like a week ago, and when I tell
hand
you,
job. Where are we
So
at? High
retro.
school?
I love
it was honestly, it was so retro, and the dirty talk was off the charts. I could not understand what he was saying to me. He was saying phrases like, "I want you to make me obsessed with you. I want you to own me so I can never come unless it's with you." Like, he was saying really like intense stuff. It was just intense eye contact the whole time. He was laying down on his bed and I was jerking him off, but it was the lightest touch. Like, if I would go anywhere near like a regular jerk off, he was like, it's too much. And not like he was gonna come, like he wanted just like grazing. It was like he wanted just like whispers of hand motions on, and he was like,
sounds like he just wanted to talk to you for a while.
He was like, this is so good. This is so good. And I was thinking to myself, this is the opposite of what I would like. It was so much like work to be so gentle because I'm just so not used to that. And I was looking at him and I was like, he's having an amazing time. This is exactly what he wants. And this is the like totally different from what I would want.
I know. That's absolutely the complete opposite of what you
but
you
that's
want
why
generally.
communicating is so good.
Sounds sexy and interesting.
Yeah, it does sound like a fun,
That'll be the-
new
Very
experience.
interesting.
Sexy and
What
interesting.
do they call the thing that's not the main title of your book, but the little under okay, wow. I'm feeling very stupid
Dipper.
today. The subtitle to my life is Sexy and Interesting.
Sexy and interesting.
Well, listen, we've made it to the end of the episode. We really appreciate you being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun and so enlightening.
I mean, for us, really. Because
yeah, I
I
learned
asked
a
you a
lot.
lot
Now
of
I'm
questions that I should have learned when I was in high school or college.
But now I'm going to go back and read my chart again the minute I find it.
Yes, find that folder.
Okay, so make sure you check out Aliza Kelly's book, This Is Your Destiny. You can pre-order now or tune into Stars Like Us, which comes out. What day does it come out?
It's Mondays, every Monday.
Every Monday.
Ooh.
And we didn't even talk about it, but you make appearances on the Drew Barrymore show.
Oh, right. What is my favorite Charlie's Angels like?
She is so present.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love the set of that TV show. I think it's such a good vibe for a talk show.
She seems like she's just there having a good time.
Yeah, she's really special. She's very, very present. It's actually kind of incredible. Like, very Pisces, just a total queen. I mean, what else can you say? It's like Drew Barrymore, an icon.
Yes.
A living
completely.
legend.
Truly. I just realized I've met all three of those angels. Okay.
Really?
Yes. How fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I met.
Did you sing Independent Woman?
No,
Women?
Cameron Diaz came to a drag show at Redline one time.
Okay.
And then I auditioned for something with Lucy Liu in like and then Drew Barrymore I met at Adele's birthday party.
Oh, work.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
What a gift. All right.
Yeah, not even a brag at all.
Thanks. Whoopsies. And thank you so much for listening to Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at SloppyPod. Where can everybody follow you?
Also on Instagram, I'm Aliza Kelly everywhere.
Perfect. Okay, and then don't forget to send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call in with your own fuck talk story to 213-536-9180. Our Instagrams are Big Dipper Jelly and Spiciest Meatball, or you can follow me on Twitter at Fat Drag Meatball. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday. Goodbye. Doodle-doo-doo. Forever dog. To listen to Sloppy Seconds ad-free and one day early, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Forever Dog and Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball. Music, editing, and sound design by William Pitt.
Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Joe Cilio, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.